Oh, hi everybody, Will here again. As I was mentioning, I did a cool thing. I feel like it's kind of brave, but also like foolish. But I guess maybe that's what being brave is part of. Anyway, so yeah, I did my thing. I went up on stage, did some stand-up comedy, and I wanted to tell you what I said to them, and see if you laugh or if like you just like want to comment on it. It's not gonna work quite as well because there's like just me here, and if I start talking to myself, then you're gonna think that something's wrong with me. I mean something else. Yeah, we all got problems, buddy. So anyway, I there's an audience right in front of me, and I'm talking to them. I'm saying, so I open like this. I like this. This is my open. I'm like, so any of you guys got any kids that you know of? And then you're like kind of like they're gonna answer, but then like how are they gonna answer, right? And then you kind of like you just work with what they said. And I'm like, yeah, I got two, the boy, the girl, like the basic set. But these days, there's so many other kinds of kids out there, just like so many different names and types. But I guess because they're more rare, that makes them more valuable. So that's kind of like referring to like them card games. I think that's the video games and stuff the kids play. Where like yeah, if it's something's more difficult to get or like not as much of it, it's more valuable to you, right? So like then you're gonna try to collect them all. Like someone's gonna try to collect all different kinds of kids and like have this huge family. Like where it's like we got everybody in this family, like kind of like a living rainbow. Anyway, so then I'll let them laugh a little bit if they think about that. And then I'm like, so this time I was gonna ask them if they would like want to on the story about the boy or the girl, like about Des or Wendy. So they picked this nice lady picked a story about Des. They didn't know the Des' name yet, but they said the boy. So I tell this one, kind of based on a true story because like, we do this all the time. So yeah, me and the boy was walking him to the bus stop so he could go to school, and we walk past this other bus stop, and there on the ground I see this shiny silver disc. I pick it up. Hey, it's a quarter. Like a quarter of a dollar. Like in case people don't know why that's a quarter of a thing. Like it says four of them it makes $1. So a quarter, four, not 4 plus 4, but 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. And if the quarters, it's one. So $1. And I'm walking, and there's a guy standing, other guy standing by the bus stop. So I say to the first guy, who's like a younger guy, and I'm like, hey buddy, is this yours? And he says, nope. Like kind of surprised that someone would offer him money. But he says it's like I don't know, like a 20 something. They gotta need money all the time, right? I'm like, hey, you want it? And he's like, no, it's not mine. I'm like, okay, nobody's. It was on the ground. So then there's this next guy, older guy, kind of my age. Kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're like wearing whatever you're wearing. You don't got like a name tag with your numbers on and your birthday. That'd be kind of cool though, because then you could like say happy birthday to people when you know it's their birthday. Or you could prepare something ahead of time. Anyway, so I go, hey buddy, is this yours? And he's like, nope, not mine. He didn't really sound like me, but I can't really do his voice. And I'm like, you want it? And he's like, I said it's not mine. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, are you expecting some? Do you think I'm expecting a return on investment, or are we making some kind of transaction here for 25 cents? That's yeah, 20 a quarter and a 25 cent. Yeah, it's kind of neat because that equals 100 cents. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's distracting me. So then there's this other guy there, like an older looking guy, like a little more dapper gentleman, and I'm like, hey buddy, is this yours? And he's like, no, I don't need that. And I'm like, that's, and like, I really thought this in real life. I thought that's kind of cool. Like a rich guy who doesn't need no money. He's still riding transit. Like, that's what you kind of rich people want. Like, maybe invest in transit. So, like, he wants to see the return on his investment, see what his money's doing. But him just riding around, checking things out, that's cool. So I'm like, okay. So then I'm walking with Des, and he like says to Des, he says, you want it? I like hand him. I'm like showing it to him. He's like, of course. And I'm like, smart kid, right? So I give him the quarter. And he says something to me that I thought was kind of like disrespectful. He says, Dad, I bet if that had been a 20 on the ground, it'd belong to all three of those guys. And I'm like, Dad, come on. If that had been 20, I'd have kept my mouth shut and we'd have split it once we got to your school. Come on, kid. Who's going to give away 20 bucks? So yeah, that was what I did. I think some people laughed at it. I thought I did laugh at it. I really did laugh at it. I laugh just now because every time I think about it, it's funny. So yeah, that's what I did, and we didn't really find 20 bucks, but we did find that 25 cent quarter. And I think Des got it someplace. But then guess what? We get home, he gives it back to me because like he owes me like 20 bucks, and he's just starting to pay off his debt. And I think that's a really good thing to teach kids that sometimes you got to pay your debts, and sometimes you forgive them debts, right? So this was for a video game thing, and that Fortnite thing. He got some special feature for 20 bucks. And I'm like, yeah, you're paying me back on that one. Okay, so thanks for listening. Hope that was funny to you. It was funny to me. And as I always like to say, and I think I forgot a couple times, nobody calls me Iggy, but my friends do call me Will. And I will be seeing you soon. Okay, bye bye.